Okay, y'all, this is what we are getting together today. As you can see, this is a beautiful little cake. This is this pecan orange bread. I say bread and cake interchangeably because it is a sweet bread that you'd be very happy to add to your dessert table. And we put a little bit of Gran Gala glaze on it, so that's going to make it just all right today. So y'all, let's get over here on this counter and get this wonderful little cake together so we'll be eating it in no time. All right? Hey y'all, welcome on back in this kitchen. Well, let's start this pecan orange bread by getting our bundt pan ready. So I'm just using just a little bit of this Pam canola oil to just spread around really good, keep things, sticking so it moves out like it needs to, okay? So we got a nice size bundt pan, it's the regular size, and we got that already over here. I got my oven already heating up at 375 degrees, and what we need to do now is get this sugar mixture ready. So what I'm doing here is I need to zest 2 oranges, okay? So I got 2 nice size oranges here, and I'm just gonna zest them right over here in this sugar. And I guess y'all don't need to, stay around and see me just zest, but just using my little zester here, and you see it's going right on in that sugar right there, okay? So we'll get this done, and then we'll move on to the next step here. Okay, so I finished zesting, and so this is what we have at this point. And I'm just going to kind of stir that around in that sugar, and this is what my oranges are basically looking like. I pulled everything orange that was on those oranges off, that little zester there. So I want to just get this incorporated, and then what I'm going to do is sit this to the side, okay? What I'm doing here is melting 1 stick of unsalted butter, okay? So we just want to get that together. Now what I'm doing is taking a little bit of this butter and putting it down at the bottom of my bundt pan. I don't want to just pour it over in there because I'm a little bit heavy-handed sometimes, so I just kind of do it like this, just to get a little bit down at the bottom there, okay? Now what I have here is a half cup of pecans. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to put about half of this, which is about a 1/4 cup of pecans, in the bottom of that pan with that butter. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start working with our biscuits. You're going to need a can of 8 Gran biscuits and a can of 5 to get you 13 biscuits all together. You're also going to need 1 8-ounce little box of cream cheese. And what I've done here is kind of scored mine, and it's like in 15 squares, so I can kind of gauge where I am in putting this cheese with each biscuit. Now, I don't know if I mentioned how much sugar I had in here. I think I did not say, but this is a cup of sugar in here with this orange zest. So let's see what we're gonna do with that. I'm gonna get my biscuits open, and then we're gonna start working this. And as you see, I have it kind of in an assembly line. I have cheese, butter, sugar zest, and then my pan. So let's get these biscuits open and get the going down this line. So we're gonna take our biscuit, and I'm just gonna pull it out a little like so. You don't want to tear it, but you want to flatten it just a little bit like so, right? Then what I want to do is take cream cheese and go right in the center. Remember, I'm getting a little extra too from those others 2 squares so it can come out evenly. Then what I want to do is pull the biscuit over that cream cheese, right? Once I get it over it, basically gonna press it together, almost like a little taco. So it looks pretty much like this when you press your seams together. Make sure you have it sealed You seal that cream cheese in well. Okay, now, and I like to keep my butter in this little saucepan so I can warm it back up if I need to. Okay, so we're gonna take the biscuit, put it in that butter. You don't want that butter too hot, you know. Then we're gonna put it into the sugar mixture. Take that spoon out of there. Press it down a little bit. Roll it over. Make sure you have it coated well in this orange sugar mixture. And then I'm gonna take this little cute joker. Look at it. Look how cute that is. And then we're just gonna put it right in our bundt pan, and I'm putting it seam down. So it's looking like this in my bundt pan at this point. And we're gonna continue on with this. I'm taking another biscuit, do one more, and I'm gonna pull it out. Don't be afraid to stretch it a little bit, but don't be too rough with it because you don't want to tear it apart. Get your dollop of cheese over here. Put it right there in the center. Remember, we're getting a little extra off those other 2 pieces. We only have 13 biscuits here, but we scored our cheese by 15. So I'm coming over my cream cheese. Even if you have to push it back a little bit, do that till you meet your seam. When I meet my seam, I'm pressing down. So basically, I have a sealed taco, or sort of like a fortune cookie, if you will. It's well sealed. See? And then I'm gonna roll it in that butter. Right? We're going right into our sugar mixture. And I can use my little spoon here a little bit to kind of get that on there. Okay? And just roll it. Almost like a little game here. And if you have kids, the kids can do this right on along with you because you haven't gotten to any booze yet. Okay? Okay. So now, oh, that orange smells so good. See? And put the seam side down right into your pan. And so there, that's what it's looking like right now. And we're just going to continue to do this until we have them all rolled and in this pan. Okay, I'm down to my last biscuit. Flatten her out a little bit there. Everything should be, if you scored it out well, everything should be coming out to the right proportion. See, I have the last biscuit. And see, I have no more of the cream cheese left. And this is about as much of the sugary zest that I have. And I'm just gonna go on and, remember, we're squeezing it together, pinching it well all the way around till it's seamed together there. Looks like a little, you know, taco. And roll it in our buttery mixture. And I didn't have to warm it up anymore, the buttery mixture there, because it stayed, I guess I was working pretty fast with it. And then I'm rolling it in the last of my sugar, and then I'm gonna really sop it up this way, you know, get all what's left in there. And then pull my pan this way some. And I got just a little space right in that corner, and I'm gonna squeeze it in right here, seam side down. So it's looking like this right now, all these little sealed cream cheese biscuits. And so now what I want to do, I'm going to take the rest of this little butter here, I'm going to warm it up just a little bit so I can drizzle it on top of this. And now what you see me doing is just drizzling that little butter that was left of that one stick of butter, just drizzling what was remaining over the top of this. And then remember that the rest of those pecans that we had, we're going to take those and go over the top. Just kind of sporadically put them. And then, like I said, my oven is already heated at 375. And we're going to put this in the oven. And this is going to bake until these biscuits are puffed golden brown for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to get a little glaze together that will go on top of this, okay? Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've taken, these are those 2 oranges that I zest here. So I've taken one of them and cut it in half, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get the juice out of that. Because what we're gonna do is create a glaze for this pecan bread when it comes out of the oven. And I'm calling it a pecan orange bread, but it's really a dessert. It's not extremely sweet, but it's sweet, you know, but very sultry. Has a very soulful taste with that cream cheese and the orange and stuff playing well down in there. So I'm just gonna I think, let me see. Yeah, and in this bowl over here, I have a half cup of just some powdered sugar, a little confession of sugar there. And we're gonna get this finished here, and then we'll put it all together and you'll see what I'm gonna do with my glaze. Okay, now we're gonna go on and whip this little glaze up. I finished juicing my orange here. So what I have here, you know it's gonna be some booze now. Don't play, you already know. Okay, so I'm using a little Gran Gala here because we're keeping with the theme of this orange here. So I'm just gonna use a capful and get that in there first, right? Then I'm gonna start kind of moving it around, see what it's looking like. And I'm just gonna gradually add this juice, orange juice here, until the glaze is kind of at the consistency of what I want for that cake. Okay, so this is what our glaze looked like. So I would say there was about 2 tablespoons of the orange juice there, and a cap full of my Gran Gala. And this is my glaze. It's going to be ready for that cake once it's out of the oven and warmed a little bit. And I'm using cake and bread interchangeably because it is kind of like almost like a maki bread in a sense, but a sweet one. Okay, so we'll put this to the side and wait on our cake to finish. Okay, y'all, there she is out of the oven. A little toasty on the tips here, but she's there. We're gonna let it sit there for just a minute before we bring it out of the pan and put our glaze on it. Now we're ready to just kind of lift it up and take it out and see what it's gonna be. Ooh, yes. And there it is. And so now what we want to do is just take her and go ahead and put a little drizzle on her. And I'm drizzling on there while it's still warm so it gets to sink all in there. Then we'll just let it sit until it completely cools and we'll be ready to dig in. We don't want it cold, but we want it at room temperature, okay? All right, y'all. Well, we got it done, honey. This little Gran Gala pecan orange bread is everything that it needs to be. And that little cream cheese playing right down there in the center is right what I need it to be. I'm gonna go on in and get into eating this because I've taken up enough of you all's time today. Give this little bread a try and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It's good for eating at a brunch or in the morning along with your little breakfast coffee because I'm eating a little bit of it this evening and I will be hitting it again probably in the morning and tomorrow afternoon too. So y'all have a good rest of your evening and thank you for letting me be a peek to be part of your day, okay? Mm. 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 Mm.